Hello. Okay, I didn't get too off track in the previous video, but I didn't want it to go on for, 30 minutes or more like some. As I was saying, there are just too many brands and models of jeans for anyone to really, review and compare them all and actually wear them all. Yeah, I could review them pretty easily if I just went to the store with a camera and said, "Oh, these look better than these," but you can do that too. So it's easier for me to talk about styles that I've had more experience with, obviously, like anybody. So what I was saying was so the beginning of this will be a little redundant from previous videos. In my earlier years, I wore uh, colored jeans, hard jeans, and army pants, I guess, for lack of a better word, kind of kids' play pants. And then about seventh or eighth grade, I could finally fit into regular 501s, not, some off market brands or the different Levi's that weren't the cool kid Levi's, which are now the not cool Levi's because now they're the dad jeans, right? But anyway, so this will be video number 2 of dad jeans mostly. Um, so at some point in the 90s, like I said, I switched from Levi's to Lee because I thought they were a little roomier and they were less expensive. And then I switched from Lee to Wrangler because they were even less expensive. I could get Wranglers for about $10. And so then in the last video, I showed the new Wranglers I got, which were actually more like almost $40. But they're slightly better fit or whatever than the regular Wranglers. So yada, yada, yada. But similar to the regular Wranglers, then Levi's also has the Denizen brands, which are, a little less frills. This particular weave of the denim, though, is closer to the old hard denim ones that I used to get. I kind of think of this as more of a nautical style of pant than a cowboy style of pant, if that makes sense. Um, they don't have a selvage in the hem. These have been rehemmed, so that's not the original stitching, I don't think. But same, as you see, that's not. It's total no frills. There's no spandex in these. They're just cotton. Pretty straight across the back. Like I said, unlike the Blair jeans, you have this coming more at an angle than a straight stitch or a straight seam. The stitching here, not so pronounced. The patch here, no frills. I guess you're supposed to just remove this, but I seldom or never do. What does it say here? Number 218? 218. So there's different ones. I ended up with these because, again, they were hand-me-downs. So which are the different ones of the Denizens? I couldn't tell you. But these fit pretty close. No, excuse me. And all of the jeans featured will be zip fly except for the one pair, and I'll get into that in a minute. And I don't know if this kind of fade is natural or if they bleach it first. Again, I didn't select these new at the store. I just ended up with them. So don't know about that. How much of that is, fashion trend thing. But those are pretty similar overall. What the actual quality difference, I don't know. But here is the 5, whatever that is, 3069. Uh, these are a more relaxed fit of a something version of similar weave denim where it has this kind of boxy basket stitch or whatever that's called. But here you're seeing the Levi's pocket trademark style stitching. We're seeing the traditional instead of 501, it's the number has changed, but the tag is the same. You're seeing, the printing on the inside with the for over 140 years. That number may have, significantly increased by the time these came out. I don't know. Celebrated high quality denim. That's kind of an oxymoron. Denim is typically low quality. That's why it's inexpensive. American tradition, yada, yada, yada. Vitality of the West. A bunch of this is blurry. We thank you for carefully, I don't know, excavating the spearling. There's stitching all over the writing here, so I can't tell what that exactly says. I hope they're saying, please, investigate these and make sure that they're not crap. I've bought some before that were made in Haiti or something, and they were crap. The stitching was all wonky, even worse than the Wrangler pair I showed in the last video, and I returned them immediately. But this was way back when Mervin's was still around. Please donate or something. No escra. It's already smeared because it's been washed. And there's a little recycle thing here shown. I don't know who recycles jeans once the crotch and the butt falls out of them. Can't imagine. I have a whole stack of old denim lying around that maybe I should put on Etsy or something. Here they've got the little red tag on it, but it doesn't say Levi's. It just has a little red tag, so that's kind of lazy. But the Denizen one doesn't have the little red tag, so I guess it doesn't deserve that 2 extra seconds and whatever cents of stitch. But anyway, so these are typically a darker wash. I don't know if this is called vintage indigo or what, but not the exact color as the dad jeans typically, which would be slightly different in color. So should I go in order or out of order? I guess I'll go out of order, or in order or out of. Okay, so last year we had the supply chain issues. So I bought 2 or 3 pairs. I think in the last video I said I just got 6 new pairs. I think I was wrong. I think I got 7 new pairs. I think my grand total is to slightly over a dozen now for jeans, which is a lot of jeans for me. Typically, I don't wear that many jeans, but I had bought these last year and haven't worn them yet. The other ones I wore a little bit, but at the time I couldn't get the size and the color. And so I sacrificed. I got the 505 instead of the 501, which again has the zipper, which I don't like as much. I prefer the button fly. So zipper. And of course, I haven't worn them since. So I guess if I had waited a year, I could have just got 501s in this color, probably. Live and learn. But 50, whatever, 5 regular. And with the riveted coin pocket, which you can see is different than the Wrangler coin pocket. You can see the rivets are super bright and shiny, not recessed at all. This is a regular standard indigo pair. No pre-fading, no pre-washing. This is how they're supposed to look before you start doing tricks. The tag says Levi's. So when I was a kid, they used to always say shrink to fit. You were supposed to wash them 3 times, dry them 3 times, and then jump up, down, and stand on your head, and da-da-da. I don't know if that's this or not because I didn't read all the tags and, whatever, because they're just jeans. I just bought them and threw them in the drawer where they've sat for a year. But the rivet does not match these rivets for some reason. I don't know. I thought they used to come with the other color brass. Yeah, these are brass. These have a slightly different rivet. And the dirt cheap ones have, yeah, the ones like on the Levi's jackets, the darker color that I assumed they would all have. Okay. That for some reason these don't have. Where did these come from? Bangladesh. Okay, so for whatever reason, In Bangladesh, they give you chrome rivets or whatever instead. But 505 is basically literally the exact same cut and the exact same type of denim as the 501s, just with the zipper. That should be about the only difference as far as I know. So the fit I probably won't like as much as those other ones. It might be a little roomier, but I was feeling nostalgic and I wanted to get a chance to wear the original Levi's again and see how they fit. So at the time, like I said, there were literally no difference here, but these are 501s. I bought these lighter colors, even though I wanted the darker ones. And the rivets, the chrome. Okay, so maybe I'm remembering this wrong. These should all be, yeah. Okay, so all chrome. That's okay. It's been so long since I looked at Levi's closely that I forget some of the minutia. Except now it's got a totally different tag, so it doesn't have all that other writing that the other one had. So I won't be able to open up a new pair and read the writing for that. Oh, here we go. Okay. For over 145 years, so that's been updated, but without all the extra stuff at the bottom. The 505 says quality never goes out of style, created in 1873, an American tradition, spirit of the West. Progress is woven into everything we do, whatever that means. I'm not looking for progress, I'm looking for consistent quality. How we make our clothing to how we care for people and the planet. Okay, so a little bit of politically correct nonsense there at the end to make themselves feel good about making clothes in Bangladesh, I guess. Whatever that's worth. This one is the old sticker. This is a pair of Levi's, the original jeans. Doesn't have any of that politically correct spin stuff stamped in. Just that. It says 501, and of course it's so small that I can't read it because it's fabric, and printing on fabric is usually not. I mean, I don't know why they don't just include a card that says all this, although it probably came with cards and such. And since I've worn these, I tore them off and threw them away because that's, I wasn't planning on doing jean reviews a year ago. So that's how it goes. Yeah, obviously, the buttonholes, when those give out, you're kind of stuck because then, hard to keep your pants closed. So that's the one issue that I guess people don't like about the buttonholes. But usually I've worn out some other component of the pants before I've really had an issue with the buttonholes. Again, I don't typically buy too much of the pre-fades. I do have an old pair here that are too small of made in USA Levi's that nobody wants to meet my asking price because they seem to, not want to treat them as valuable or collector's item or whatever. I wore them a little bit, but I didn't wear them out. So maybe I'll never sell them and I'll still have them, but I don't have them in here. But that is my thumbnail picture. And I'll talk to you for 13 minutes about Levi's without really saying anything, groundbreaking, but they're jeans. I don't know what you expect to learn. Obviously, it's kind of hard to tell when they're not super faded that you can kind of see the twill pattern better. I think once they lose some of the color. The feel of them doesn't necessarily feel to me the way that I remember them feeling. So I don't know if the looms have changed significantly. But again, I might be remembering wrong because the pair that I have out there, like I said, the old pair, they've been worn and washed, so of course they're softer. I used to have the friends who would complain that new Levi's were super hard and uncomfortable. But I mean, like I said, by the time they get soft and super comfortable, they're pretty much worn out anyway. So I've never really had much experience with thinking that they should feel like pajamas anyway, because they're jeans. If I want softer, more comfortable pants, I'll buy khakis. So I guess that's it for now, unless somebody has any thoughts that I skipped.